and precision. Today, we embark on the art of crafting ideas, where the patent drafting meets thesis writing. So I request you to imagine that you are an explorer at the border of uncharted territories. One path leads to the world of patents, the other to the domain of thesis writing. Both demands clarity, structure, and originality. So let's start our presentation. Next slide is table of content. So this presentation has 6 sections: clarity of content, structural flows, originality and novelty, citations and reference, legal and ethical considerations, finally review and revision. First, I will give a glance about what I am going to cover in these topics. Just imagine we have an hero, Dr. Clearwood. He's a researcher focused on simplifying complex ideas by using a weapon called clear language. So, my dear researchers, your strength also lies Dr. Clearwood's ability to explain intricate concepts or complex concepts in a way that everyone, including your grandma, can easily understand and appreciate. And in the next session, in the world of thesis writing and patent drafting, understanding and incorporating the structural flow is crucial for effective communication. A well-defined structure not only enhances the overall cohesion of your work, but also aids in conveying complex information in a logical manner. And next is, in a hidden cave, Dr. Clearworth finds a treasure chest of original ideas, whether it may be groundbreaking innovation or a revolutionary thesis topic. But what's the key? The key is the novelty. And next, our hero meets an wise sage who just advises: stand on the shoulder of giants, but don't step on their toes. Similarly, proper citations are like thanking someone for lending you their glasses to see further. If you misplace them, you are just someone with cool glasses and not an visionary. And as in Dr. Clearwood faces a labyrinth of legal and ethical challenges. It's like agreeing to the terms and conditions without reading them. Except you really can't do that here. Your moral compass and legal duties need to be in sync. And finally, our heroes helps their masterpiece. So he is sealing away the imperfections. Likewise, in your thesis or patent, which is a living document, should evolve through feedback. Think of it as an updating your dating profile. You want to put your best self out there. Now, shall we start our topic? We shall start with clarity of content. Clarity is not just a stylistic choice. It is the key that unlocks understanding. Let's unravel the layers of clear communication and its profound impact on your work. Next slide. Crafting clear patent descriptions. When crafting your patent application, it is essential to adopt a writing style that maximizes clarity and impact. There are 3 key principles you have to keep in mind. One is concise language. It is like trimming the facts. Remove all unnecessary words to present your complex ideas in a clear and compact manner. Think of it as a streamlined approach to describe your invention. And next, avoid jargon overload. Find the sweet spot between technical precision and broad accessibility. Don't drown your readers in a sea of jargon. Instead, strike a balance that ensures your language is understandable to a wider audience. And finally, logical flow. Just imagine your patent application as a journey. Organize it in a logical sequence that guides your readers through the progression of your invention. A well-structured document makes it easy for others to follow your thought process. So remember, precision isn't just about being meticulous. It is about effectively communicating your innovation. By embracing concise language, avoiding jargon overload, and maintaining a logical flow, you are not just crafting a patent, you are actually crafting a clear and compelling story of your innovative journey. So next slide, visual clarity in patents. Let's uncover the impactful world of visuals in patent drafting. Because sometimes pictures really do painting thousands of words. Here is how you can harness the power of visuals. Clear diagrams. Imagine your invention is a puzzle. Use clear diagrams and drawings to show how the pieces fit all together. A visual snap can often speak louder than paragraphs of text. So include clear diagrams. Next, consistent symbols. Think of symbols as your invention's alphabet. Keep them consistent throughout your patent application, just like using the same letter for the same sound. This way, readers won't get lost in translation. And finally, annotation precision. It's like adding captions to your photos. Clearly annotate each element of your invention. Think of it as leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, making it easier for everyone to follow your inventive journey. So remember, a well-crafted picture not only enhances understanding, but can make your patent application more engaging. So dive into the world of clear diagrams, consistent symbols, and annotation precision, and let your visuals tell the story of invention in a language where everyone can understand. And next slide, mastering clear thesis writing. Let's talk about lucidity in thesis writing. Make your ideas crystal clear for everyone to understand. I will give you 3 tips. One is structured argument. Think of your thesis as a story. Okay, so arrange your arguments like chapters in a book, guiding your reader through a logical journey. It's like putting puzzle pieces in order, so everything fits just right. Next, concentrate on plain language. Keep it simple. That's my suggestion. Imagine you are explaining your thesis to a friend who might not be a technical expert. Choose words that everyone can understand without losing the depth of your ideas. It's like making your thesis a good conversation instead of a lecture. And finally, thesis roadmap. Dear reader, a roadmap. In the introduction, clearly lay out what to expect in your thesis. It's like telling them, here is where we are going. And here is how we will get there. It makes the journey much more smoother. So whether it's structuring your arguments, using plain language, or providing a thesis roadmap, make sure your scholarly work shines with clarity for everyone to get appreciated. And next slide, bridging the technical and non-technical gap. Let's chat about the magic of speaking to all audience when your crowd is mix of experts and everyday folks. Here is how. Layman's term. Imagine explaining your ideas to your grandma or a friend who is not having any technical stuff. When you can sprinkle in layman's term, it's like adding a pinch of simplicity to everyone in the loop. And I want to point out in glossary inclusion as well. Think of a glossary like a secret code book. If your thesis or talk is heavy on special words, consider tossing in a glossary. It is like giving everyone a cheat sheet. Make sure no one feels left out of the conversation. And finally, the readability check. Have you ever used a tool to check if your writing is easy on the eyes? It's like giving your work a pair of glasses. Run it through the readability tool to make sure it's clear and comfort for everyone, not just the tech pieces. So whether you are slipping in layman's terms or tossing in a glossary or giving your writing a readability check, make sure your message reaches everyone in the room, no matter their background. It's all about creating a conversation in your thesis or patent where everyone feels welcome and understood. And next slide is clarity in result presentation. Let's shine a spotlight on presenting your findings, whether you are working on a patent or thesis. I'm going to give you three bright ideas. One is result simplification. Break down your results. Imagine your findings are a big puzzle. Take the time to break it down into smaller, understandable pieces. It is like turning complex research into bite-sized nuggets that everyone can grasp. After breaking down, you have to go for visual representation. Let's get visual. Think of charts, graphs, and tables as your findings superheroes. Use them to paint a picture that's easier to understand. It's like adding a splash of color to your data to make it pop. And interpretation guidance. Be the guide. After presenting your finding, help your audience to see the bigger picture. Explain why it matters in the context of your thesis or invention. It's like being the storyteller of your results. Make sure everyone gets the plan. So whether it is simplifying your results, adding visual flash, or guiding the interpretation, make sure your findings shine like a beacon. After all, it is not just about the data which you are presenting. It is about making sure everyone sees the brilliance of your discovery. That's important. And next slide, focus on audience-centric language. Let's talk about tailoring your message for a perfect fit with your audience. Here are three tricks to make sure to bring everyone on the same page. One is adaptive language. It should be just like chatting with a friend who is new to your topic. Adjust your language to match what they know. It's like having a conversation where everyone feels comfortable and included. And whoever reading your thesis should get engaged. So the best engagement technique is be the storyteller. Use words that spark interest. It's like adding a touch of excitement to your talk. Make sure the readers is not just reading, but truly captivated by what you have written there, and add interactive elements as well. So whether you're adjusting your language or adding in techniques or throwing some interactive elements, tailor your message to be perfect fit for each and every reader. Because understanding is like a good handshake. It's got to be just right. That's what I want to insist. And finally, the next slide, feedback and iterative refinement. Let's dive into the word of continuous improvement. Make your work better and clear over time. There are 3 steps. One is peer review. Picture this like a team huddle. Share your work with your peers and get their feedback. It is like having a second pair of eyes to make sure everything is crystal clear. Then iteration. Think of your work like a sculpture. Don't be afraid to chip away and reshape it. Embrace multiple rounds of revision to make each version clearer than the last. It's like polishing a gem until it shines. Then user testing. Now let's bring in the audience. It's possible to involve people who will actually see, use or read your work. It's like if your message hits the right notes with the diverse crowd or not. And finally, in the next slide, we will see technological tool for clarity. So here, there are 3 tricks to make technology work for you. One is the editing software. Imagine having a virtual writing assistant. Use editing tools to check grammar and style. It's like having a reliable friend who catches those little mistakes and help your writing shine better. Or visual prototype. If your work involves inventions or complex ideas, think of visual photo prototype as your secret weapon. It's like creating a digital model to help everyone see and understand what you are talking about. A bit like magic, right? And you can use interactive platform because it's time to go digital with collaboration. Use online platforms for editing together in real time. It's like having a virtual meeting room where everyone can share their thoughts and make your work even better. So use editing software for linguistic precision, explore visual prototypes on the platform. Make sure we are taking digital advantage because in today's world, a little tech can go a long way in making your work stand out. And let's move on to the next topic, that is structural flows. Structure is the backbone that supports your ideas. Let's unravel the importance of a well-organized and powerful structural flow in both academic and patent landscape. One is the next slide, crafting a thesis symphony. Let's unravel the secret of harmonious thesis structure. It is like composing a beautiful piece of music. And here is your guide in simple language. First, thesis should have the introduction. The previous speaker has explained this in detail, so I am not going in detail. So this introduction starts strong by introducing your research problem, what you are trying to find out, and why it's important. It's like setting the stage for your thesis. And next comes the literature review. Now let's paint the backdrop. Others have done in your field. Find the gaps and show how ideas have evolved. It's like telling the story of your research family tree. And next comes methodology. Trying to dive into the how. Explain how you did your research, what methods, what data. Think of it as the recipe of your thesis cake. And next comes the result. Show time for your findings. Picture like a magic show. Present your results using tables, graphs, or charts. Like I mentioned earlier, make it visually appealing and easy for everyone to understand. Should be followed by discussion. Now let's talk about what it all means. Interpret your results, connect them to what others have found, and discuss why it matters. It's like explaining the plot twist to your research story. And last in the closeout should be conclusion. It's like bringing the curtain down. Summarize your key findings, remind everyone why it's a big deal, and suggest where to go from here. It's like closing notes of your thesis. So, whether it's introduction, settings, the stage, or literature review painting the backdrop, make your thesis a harmonious masterpiece that everyone can appreciate. And in the next slide, ensure coherence in a thesis. Let's talk about weaving your thesis in a beautiful tapestry, making it seamless, easy to follow story. I can say there are three stages. One is transition. Think of your thesis as a well-organized party. Make sure each part moves smoothly from one session to next, like moving from one interesting conversation to another. It's all about keeping the vibe going. Thesis roadmap. Imagine you are giving your friend a tour of a new city. In the introduction, indicate, lay out the plan so your reader knows where you are going. It's like handing them a map for the journey. Then maintain a consistent tone. Picture your thesis as a conversation with a respected colleague. Keep the tone steady and academic throughout, like maintaining the same level of formality from start to finish. It's like keeping the rhythm in a song. And next slide, the choreography of a patent application. Let's dive into the art of crafting a precision. Like we are putting together building blocks. Here's the breakdown in simple terms. And this part is also explained clearly by the previous speaker. So I'm just touching on that. First, we should draft the background. So imagine you are telling a story, start with that background, like beginning of a fairy tale. Next, detailed description. Now let's zoom in. Break down your invention into bite-sized pieces. It's like taking apart a puzzle and showing how each piece fits. Be clear and detailed so that everyone reading can understand the ins and outs of your creation. And next is the claim. Think of claim as your invention's VAT pass. Clearly state what makes your creation special and what you want to protect. It is like putting up a fence around the unique parts of your idea to keep them safe. And then abstract, where you have to summarize. Imagine you are giving an elevator pitch. In the abstract, capture the key features and benefits of your invention in a nutshell. It is like giving a quick teaser, making people curious about what you are creating. And next slide is interdisciplinary bridge. Let's talk about building bridges between different fields. Make sure everyone getting lost. There are two simple tips. One is cross-referencing, another one is collaborative language. Imagine your project is a map with different landmarks. If your work involves ideas that connect different areas, cross-reference them. It's like putting signs on the map so everyone knows where different path leads. Picture your audience as a diverse group of friends. Use language that's comfortable to everyone. So that's about using collaborative language. And the next slide, accessibility and inclusivity. It opens the door wide and invite everyone for conversation. Accessible language. Imagine you are hosting a party and everyone are invited. Craft your document like an easygoing conversation. Use words that anyone can understand no matter where they are coming from. It's like making sure everyone feels like a home. You have to give cultural considerations also. Think of your reader as friends from different parts of the world. Be mindful of cultural differences. It is like knowing when to shake hands or giving a friendly nod. Make sure your message is clear and respectful to, and formatting should be user-friendly. Imagine your document is a map. Make it easy to navigate like clear road sign. Use a format that that's friendly to all the readers, whether they are experts or just starting to explore. It's like making sure everyone can enjoy the journey. And the next session deals with originality and novelty. In the academic sphere, originality is the art of impactful research. It goes beyond presenting something new. It's about contributing a fresh perspective of challenging the existing paradigms and forging a path for the future exploration. So, in the next slide, we talk about originality in a thesis. How your thesis is like adding a new chapter to a book. Your contribution to a big library of knowledge. There are three ways to make your mark. First, identify the gaps. Picture knowledge as a puzzle. Show where there is a missing piece and explain how your research fills that gap. It's very important. It's like being the puzzle. Second, innovative approaches. Imagine your research and recipe. Highlight what makes it special. Maybe a secret ingredient or a unique way of cooking, maybe making your recipe special. It's like adding your own twist to the cookbook of knowledge. Then challenging norms. Think of established theories as world maps. If your findings take a new route, make it clear. It is like saying, hey, there might be a more exciting path, challenging norms and paving the way for the fresh perspective. And next comes the novelty in a thesis. Let's dive into the art of crafting a thesis narrative, like telling a captivating story. And there are three elements. One is engaging narratives. Imagine your thesis as an adventure. Take your readers on a journey unfolding the research step by step. It's like creating a story where they can't wait to see what happens next. Include unexpected discoveries. Picture your research as a treasure hunt. Share those surprising moments, the aha instance that you didn't see coming. It's like uncovering hidden gems in the midst of your exploration. And it should also include future implications. I can say, think of your thesis as a sneak peek into the future. In that, how your findings open doors for more adventures. That's very important. The future research and its exciting application. It's like leaving a trail of breadcrumb for others to follow. And next, we'll come to originality in patent. Like in thesis in patent, there are three key things to highlight. Similar to thesis, one is identifying the gap. So imagine your invention as problem-solving hero. Clearly explain the problem it tackles. No one else has quite fixed before. It's like saying, here is the puzzle, and here is my invention, solving the unsolved. Next, highlight the technological advancement. You have to picture your invention as a tech pioneer. Showcase how it's like the cool gadget everyone wants. Highlight the way it pushes the boundaries of what we thought was possible. It's like showing off the shiny new features that make your invention stand out. Also, comparative advantage. That's very important. Think of your invention as the best in a lineup of superheroes. Explain how it's different and better than what already out there. It's like saying my invention has these unique powers that others don't have. Make it clear why yours is the hero everyone should root for. So whether it is identifying the gap or showcasing technological advancement or highlighting your invention's comparative advantage, make sure your patent presentation is a blockbuster that everyone remembers. And similar to thesis, in the next line, novelty and patent. Let's shine a spotlight on making your patent really or truly unique, a star among the inventions. There are three ways to make it stand out. One is distinct features. Imagine your invention is a character. Point out what makes it special. The feature that sets it apart from the rest of the cast. It's like saying, here is the superhero with his unique powers. And next important thing is market relevance. Picture your invention as a solution to a problem which is faced by many or which everyone faces. Talk about how it meets the current needs of the world, like the gadget everyone wants right now. It's like making sure your invention is not just cool, but also incredibly useful. In prototyping or demonstration, it's like giving your audience a sneak peek behind the scenes, emphasizing the real world practicality and novelty of the invention. And finally, in the next slide, creativity as a catalyst. Let's break down the walls and think beyond boundaries. Here are three ways to infuse your work with creativity and originality. One is interdisciplinary thinking. Imagine your ideas as mixed tape. Blend your thoughts from different fields to create a fresh melody. It's like bringing the best of different words together for a unique harmony. Then creativity exercise. Picture your mind as a playground. Share techniques like brainstorming or mind mapping to swing and jump between ideas. It's like doing jumping jacks for your brain, energizing your creativity. And finally, real world inspiration. Think of your work as a reflection of the world around you. Draw inspirations from everyday experience. It's like adding a sprinkle of reality to your ideas, making them not just creative but also practical and relevant. So we will move on to the next and reference. Citations and references are more than just formalities. They are a testament to shoulders upon which your work stands. Let's unfold the importance of giving credit where credit is due, right? So next slide is thesis citation. These are the building blocks of your thesis, these citations. And there are three important things you should remember. Establish context. Imagine your research is a screen in a play. Citations are like backdrop, setting the stage. By setting 11 studies and foundational work, you are giving your audience the context, helping them understand where your research fits into the big picture. Next, support the arguments. Picture your thesis as a persuasive speech. Citations act like you're supporting evidence, like a team of cheerleaders backing you up. When you reference peer-reviewed sources, you are adding weight to your claims, making your argument stronger and convincing. And show the academic rigor. Think of your thesis as a badge of expertise. By citing established literature, you are showing that you have done your homework. It is just like saying, I know the lay of the land, and here is how my work contributes. So citations demonstrate your academic rigor and through an understanding of existing literature. And next slide, patent application reference. Let's navigate the landscape of patent applications and the crucial steps. Define prior art. So imagine your invention is a path through a forest. Before you start, identify the existing trails known as prior art. Conduct thorough searches to understand what's out there. It is like mapping the territory, so you know where you stand in the grand scheme. Then distinguish your invention. Picture your invention as a unique landmark. Clearly articulate how it's different from what's already known or what's already exists. It's like putting a sign on your path saying, here is what makes my route special. So distinguish your invention from the known prior art with clear precision. Then strengthen your claim. Think of your claim as the markers along your journey. Use the references strategically to support and strengthen these markers. It's like placing a gatepost that shows why your invention is unique and patentable. References become the pillars that holds up the uniqueness of your invention. And next slide is comprehensive prior art searches. That is very important. And there are three essential tools which are detective toolkits, keywords, and your search term as clues. Strategically choosing the keyword that might lead you to the hidden treasures in the patent database. Navigate classification system like a seasoned detective. It's like having a map to guide you through the vast landscape of prior art. Next, database mastery. Imagine patent databases as vast library filled with information. Master the art of exploration. Know the nooks and corners of these databases and scholarly repositories. It is like being a detective who knows every shelf, making your search more effective and efficient. And do continuous monitoring. Even after filing, stay in the loop. Continuous monitoring is like having your ears to the ground, ensuring you don't miss any new developments that might affect your patent journey. So whether it is keyword selection and classification or mastering patent databases or continuous monitoring, equip yourself as patent detectives and uncover all secrets hidden in the world of prior art. And next is precision in description. And here there are three brushes to add the defining strokes. One is highlight the differences. Next, use comparative language. So if you picture your invention as a character in a story, use comparative language to describe its features. Compare them with what's found in the prior art. It is like saying in the word of invention, here is what it makes my invention as hero. Then very important is avoid ambiguities. Think of your patent application as a crystal clear image. Craft language that leaves no room for misinterpretation. It's like using the sharpest lines and colors to make sure everyone sees the same picture. So avoiding ambiguities ensures that your invention is precisely understandable. And I add one more thing in the next slide, the art of cross-referencing. Here there are two essential threads, internal citations and building chains of knowledge. Imagine your document is a rich fabric. Properly link different sections using internal citation. It is like stitching the fabric together, ensuring that each part is seamlessly connected. This way, readers can navigate through your work with ease, exploring the different patterns you have woven. And building chains of knowledge. It is like constructing a bridge that leads your readers from one idea to the next, building a comprehensive understanding. And the next slide, there is an important thing, plagiarism pitfall and avoidance. There are two compass to guide us, quoting versus paraphrasing. Then citation styles, both are important. Imagine your sources as different voices in a choir. When a voice is distinctive and can't be replicated, quote directly. It is like letting that voice sing its unique melody. On the other hand, when you convey the idea in your own words without losing meaning, it's paraphrasing. It's like adding your own harmony to the choir, respecting the original tune. Then coming to citation styles, think of citation style as the language you use to speak to your audience. Different disciplines have their own styles. Common ones include APA, MLA, and Chicago. Choose the style that fits your field and use it consistently. It's like speaking the same language as your academic community, ensuring clarity and adherence to ethical guidelines. And let's move on to the next session, legal and ethical consideration. Legal and ethical considerations are the cornerstones of responsible research and innovation. So in that, in the next slide, ethical considerations in a thesis. There are three ways to ensure the ethical treatment of your research participants. One is think of informed consent as a mutual action. Detail how you obtain permission from participants, ensuring they know the purpose of your research and agree to take part willingly. It is like making sure everyone is on the same page before the journey begins. So next is confidentiality. Imagine sensitive information as a secret entrusted to you. Address how you safeguarded confidentiality, like locking it in a secret vault. Explain the measures taken to keep participants' detail private, ensuring their trust is upheld throughout the process. And finally, avoiding harm is important. Picture your research as a journey. Demonstrate the steps you took to ensure the road was smooth, minimizing any potential harms for participants and stakeholders. It is like being a careful guide, making sure everyone comes out of the journey unharmed and ideally with positive experiences. And next slide is legal compliance in a thesis. Here also there are three aspects. One is data protection laws. Next one is intellectual property. Then copyright compliance. Think of your data protection laws as guardians of privacy. Ensure your research complies with relevant regulation, like handling personal information with care. It's like respecting the privacy boundaries set by the law, ensuring your work is both ethically and legally sound. Please ensure that. Next is intellectual property. Intellectual property can be imagined as a tapestry of woven by different creators when using their work. It is like acknowledging the craftsmanship of each weaver, ensuring you give credit where it's due and avoid any unintentional infringement. And you can picture the copyright as a set of rules for fair play. Discuss how you have adhered to these rules when including materials from others. And next slide is ethical considerations in practical in patent drafting. Here also, there are three ways to ensure ethical and responsible handling of your invention. Disclosure integrity. Imagine your patent application as a storybook. Highlight how it provides a truthful and complete disclosure of your invention. It's like telling the story in full detail, ensuring that anyone who reads it understands the essence of our creation. Next, give importance to social impact. Also give importance to environmental implications. It's like recognizing the impact of your creation, which will have on environment, and taking steps to minimize the negative effects, if any, occurs. The next slide, legal compliance in patent drafting. So let's be respectful navigators of legal rule book in patent drafting. There are three key points. One is patent eligibility. Next, non-infringement. So imagine existing patents as neighbors. Address any potential infringement issues with these neighbors. It's like ensuring harmony in the patent community, making sure your invention doesn't unintentionally encroach on someone else's territory. Then international laws. Consider and discuss how your inventions complies with these laws, if applicable. It's like being a respectful player in the international arena, ensuring your invention meets these standards set by the global community. And let's move on to the last session, review and revision. Review and revision are the artistic touches that polish your work, bringing out its true brilliance. And let's delve into the ingredients of this transformative process. Next slide, iterative feedback loops. Let's construct a foundation of collaborative excellence. Here are three pillars to build effective feedback loops. One is peer review. Seek inputs from peers, like artists contributing to a shared canvas. Embrace diverse perspectives and critical insights. It's like creating a symphony where every instrument plays a crucial role. Then mentor guidance. The mentors are advisors as seasoned architects. Leverage their experience to guide your revisions. It's like having a skilled guide who points out the strengths and areas for improvement, helping you to shape your work into a masterpiece. Then it should have iterative process. Embrace an iterative process with multiple rounds of review and revision. It's like chiseling away the excess to reveal the refined details and ensuring your work reaches the highest potential. And in the next slide, the art of self-review. There are three techniques. One is fresh eye approach, then check consistency and alignment with the objectives. Imagine your work as a painting. Take breakfast before reviews, allowing yourself to approach it with fresh eyes. It's like stepping back to see the entire canvas, noticing details you might have missed amidst of your creations. Check the consistency. Ensure consistency in terminology, formatting, and styles throughout. It's like arranging books in a systematic order, creating a cohesive and polished presentation. And finally, align with the objectives. It's like making sure each step moves closer to your destiny, creating a seamless and purposeful narrative. And the last is the final polish. So in the next slide, we are bringing all together in the final step of crafting the masterpiece. For that, we have to take two polish and perfect your work. Imagine your document as a polished gem. Pay meticulous attention to details by profit. Check for typos, grammatical errors, and formatting issues. It's like ensuring every facet of your gem sparkles with precision and clarity. And final read through is very, very important. Conduct a comprehensive final read through to ensure the cohesiveness and excellence of your composition. It's like listening to entire orchestra. Make sure every note harmonizes seamlessly, creating a symphony of brilliance. So whether it is meticulously uh, proofreading for clarity and precision or conducting a final read-through for overall cohesiveness, let's put the finishing touch on your masterpiece and present a work that truly shines. So thank you one and all for patiently listening to this presentation.